Yo, what is up guys, and welcome back to McGahee's Entertainment. I'm your host as always, Adam McGahee. Before we hop into this video, be sure to smash that like button harder than Batman punching a parademon in the face, subscribe to the channel, and be sure to tap the bell icon to get notified for all of our latest videos. Got some interesting news today regarding the long-rumored and now very real Snyder Cut of Justice League that will be coming to HBO Max sometime next year. According to a recent article from ScreenRant.com, the iconic Knightmare sequence from Batman vs Superman is going to make much more sense and be a more fleshed out and integral part of the new cut of the film coming to the streaming service. The article explains that the Knightmare scene in Batman vs Superman comes one night when Bruce Wayne falls asleep in the Batcave and begins having a vision of the future. Batman is shown in an apocalyptic landscape where Darkseid's Omega symbol is burned into the ground below him. He is one of the last active heroes in this future and is attempting to acquire kryptonite so he can defeat Superman. Batman is shown fighting parademons in this apocalypse and is captured by Superman's soldiers. Batman is then chained up with other criminals and watches as Superman kills them with his laser vision. But the vision ends before the Man of Steel can kill the Dark Knight. The vision of the future where Batman has this is the direct result of the Flash traveling through time. A future version of the Flash appears in front of Bruce through the Speed Force and warns him that he must save Lois Lane. Barry says that Lois is the key, but then figures out that he is too soon and that this Bruce Wayne doesn't understand the meaning of this warning. Before he leaves, Barry tells Bruce that he was always right about Superman and that he should be feared. Despite the confusion that this sequence caused initially, Snyder has revealed more details about what exactly is happening here. Snyder intended to fully explore the Knightmare timeline in Justice League 2, the sequel to his version of Justice League that we never got. There was parts of this story that revolved around Batman, the Flash, and Cyborg building a cosmic treadmill for the Flash so that way he can travel to the past. Now the entire setup for the Knightmare timeline is included in the Justice League Snyder Cut since it's confirmed that Darkseid will be included. Justice League will include a young Darkseid invading Earth for the first time. A version of his previous attempt to conquer Earth was featured in the theatrical cut of Justice League, but Steppenwolf had replaced him in this version. This will help set up the Knightmare scene by showing how Darkseid came close to enslaving humanity thousands of years before, giving audiences a feel for how he will later decimate the planet with Superman at his side. Another way that the Justice League Snyder Cut will set up the Knightmare scene is by having the Flash use time travel in the third act of the movie. In the Snyder Cut, the Justice League initially fails to stop Steppenwolf's invasion of Earth and the formation of the Unity, leaving Barry to go back in time to give them a redo. This would be the first time that the Flash travels back into the past chronologically, paving the way for his skills to be used in the future if need be. Thanks to Batman vs Superman, it's already known that he will have to time travel again, but now Justice League will help establish that this is something that the Flash can do. With these critical pieces of setup already known, the Knightmare sequences in Batman vs Superman should not be as confusing once the Justice League Snyder Cut is released on HBO Max. Now all of this to me sounds very promising and exciting. I, like many audiences, was very confused at the Knightmare scene in Batman vs Superman when I first saw it in theaters. Mind you, it was awesome seeing Batman in a trench coat and just snapping dudes' necks in the apocalypse, but it initially made no sense at all to me. But given this fresh news though, it's exciting to hear that this is the future that will indeed happen if the Flash is not successful with his time travel mission. It gives me big Injustice vibes given the whole evil Superman thing and Batman leading a ragtag group of resistance fighters. Now mind you, Injustice is awesome. The game itself was absolutely fantastic, but the comic is just 10 times better. It is honestly one of the best DC comic stories that I have read in recent years. Just the artwork and the overall story is great. I prefer Injustice, the first Injustice series, as opposed to the Injustice 2 comic books. So if you have not read the Injustice 1 comic series, I would strongly recommend reading those because it's just awesome. Now, coming back to the Knightmare sequences of Batman vs Superman, just as a fan, I would honestly love just to see a whole movie with this kind of setting. Now, the Snyder Cut of Justice League is the #1 movie that I am most looking forward to for next year. Honestly, I think I'm more excited for it than I have been for any superhero movie in recent year, including Avengers Endgame. I really hope it's successful so Warner Brothers can potentially explore expanding Zack Snyder's vision for these films on HBO Max. Now, what do you think of this news? Would you like to see more of the Knightmare scenes explained? What do you think will happen in the Snyder Cut? Would you like to see more Zack Snyder directed DC projects? Let me know in those comments below, and be sure to like and subscribe to this channel, for it really helps us out. Thank you so much for watching, God bless, and I'll see you in the next one.